Hello Sue, can you tell me a little bit what things were like when you first had your stroke?
Well, I had a stroke 6 years ago, and for 5 or 6 weeks I was asleep, so I don't know what happened at all. After that I came home, but I couldn't speak, I couldn't anybody else. It was ever so difficult, and it was awful for the children and Norman. I couldn't say that, I couldn't say anything really, and for 2 or 3 years a little bit better, but not, it was ever so difficult.
So tell me about the StepByStep software. So you've been using that for about 6 months now, haven't you?
Yes, and it was absolutely wonderful. Every day a little bit better every day. Some days it's the same, but I trying and it gets a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better.
Tell me how you use the software, Sue.
Well, every day, in the morning or the afternoon, evening, just depends what you're doing, but on her own, and I get about half an hour every day, and it's on her own. It's very good.
So you're able to use it independently, are you?
Yeah, on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think the software has helped you, Sue?
Much better. Last year and this year is much better. And more important, I think, than anything, the children, Sarah and Christopher and Norman, I can say that now. And I couldn't do that before. And that, for me, is more than anything.
Hello Norman, as Sue's communication partner, can you describe from your perspective what her speech was like sort of following her stroke?
Right. When Sue first came out of her stroke, she had great difficulty in names, places and just general word finding. After the normal therapy for the first couple of years, she made some improvement, but then when the therapy stopped, she more or less plateaued. But we were always on the lookout for new ways to improve Sue's speech. She plateaued for a period of about 4 or 5 years until we came across StepByStep.
Okay, so she's describing that she's actually using the software almost daily and quite independently. Was that always the case, that she's been able to use it on her own?
She couldn't use a computer before because she couldn't recognise letters, and she's still unable to read or write. However, using StepByStep, she can get into the computer by herself. She doesn't need to read the computer because of the icons in the computer. She sets it up by herself and runs it. I come home from work and I'll find that she's been using it by herself, or she's still sitting at the computer when I come home. And I'm very encouraged by this. She tries very hard and she's made really great improvement.
In what way do you feel that she's improved?
She's become more confident. She'll go and talk to anybody. She doesn't let the aphasia spoil her communication at all now. She'll go and talk to people she doesn't know. She's a party animal. And for 7 years I was excuse me because she couldn't say my name, and now I refuse to answer to that, and I'm back to being Norman, which is quite nice. From her aspect, she can now say the names of her children, which is very important to her. And when we go on holiday, I can take photographs, put them into the computer, so that when Sue comes back, she can tell her friends about her holiday herself, which is also very important to her.
Well, thanks ever so much, Sue and Norman, for taking part in this video. Really appreciate it.
Well, no, I reckon we should be thanking you, because when we came across the software, Sue was already 6 years post-stroke, and having plateaued, and we didn't know where this was going to take us, but what's it done for you, Sue?
It's changed my life.